for furious action gamers, Mutant Mayhem.
It's pretty good. Wait, the game is called Zombies Ate My Neighbors? What kind of a title is that? When the zombies eat your neighbors, you lose. That's like if they called it Goombas Touched Mario. Whatever. Anyway, this is a LucasArts game, so there's a distinctive degree of quality here that I'm not entirely used to. And I mean, just look at it. It pretty much speaks for itself. Run around, shoot zombies, save neighbors. This looks cool, right? The art's clean, great colors, just all around really solid gameplay. I mean, you just look at it for a second and you get what the game is. It's got varied and unique weapons and items that all have strengths against a variety of non-zombie monsters you'll go up against too, like werewolves who are weak to silverware, or vampires getting messed up by crosses. Not only that, but certain weapons, mainly the bazooka, are able to blow up parts of the environment to create new paths through stages. Don't have a key to a locked door? Blow it open. I love that kind of stuff. Oh yeah, I almost forgot to mention, this game is impossible. If anyone ever tells you that they beat Zombies Ate My Neighbors, then you're welcome. I just revealed a liar in your life. And sure, maybe you ask, why? What do you mean? I thought this was a good game. What are you talking about? And okay, let me explain. Look around the screen. You see any ticking clocks? Any countdown timers? No! You can take as much time as you'd like. But these monsters are hungry, and they will eat your neighbors. It's a race to see who can get to them first as you battle your way through suburbs, shopping malls, castles, pyramids. Rescue all the neighbors in a level, and the door to the next level appears, and you'll come to fear this sound above all others. That's a dead neighbor. I don't know if I've ever played a game with more serious consequences to failing what's basically a dice roll, as sometimes a monster just spawns next to a neighbor as soon as you see him. The only means to defend against this is running away, as they usually can't kill a neighbor off screen. Or there's this rare treasure chest item that might send a magic ball over to kill the enemy you need to kill. But don't count on it. So who cares, right? It's just points on the line. Who really cares about a high score? These points are your lifeblood. If a neighbor dies in a level, then that removes a neighbor from the next level's total number of neighbors. As in, from here on out, every level has 9 neighbors now. Get to 0, and it's game over. You get a points bonus from saving all 10 in any given stage, with every 40,000 points, giving you an extra life. Unless you've lost a neighbor, in which case that 40,000, instead of giving you a life, revives one of your dead neighbors. Okay, so just don't lose neighbors, right? But once you've lost one, that starts this chain reaction of failure, because now you're saving fewer neighbors, which means fewer points. The points you are getting are going into getting dead neighbors back, so it quickly becomes a game of just digging yourself out of a hole. It's a snowball effect. You've lost the game 30 minutes before you even see the game over screen. You just don't know it yet. So once you start losing, just give up. It's a game designed to be lost. Just look at these guys. Every once in a while, I guess a level will have a full moon, and so you have precious seconds before these fucks transform into very aggressive werewolves. Of course, the transformation itself counts as a neighbor death. If you don't already know where they all are in a level from a previous failed run, then you don't stand a chance. Look how tight this timing is with speed-up shoes. And no, I didn't mess up on purpose. Neighbors have pixel-wide hitboxes at the worst of times. So what do? Retry when you lose a neighbor? Well, about that. There's no taking a death when you make a mistake. Dying just takes a life and you come right back where you left off. Every few stages gives you a password, but it's only 4 characters. And maybe this is obvious to some people, but let me explain something real quick. The letters and numbers in an old video game password represent data. 4 characters are not enough to keep track of ammo counts or inventory. All those first aid kits you've been stockpiling are full heals, which is the equivalent of an extra life, which we know in this zombie economy is worth roughly 40,000 points. So what I'm getting at is that to stop playing, to write a password in your little diary is a complete waste of time. Because as soon as you put in that password to warp to 20 levels into the game, you're 20 levels deep, completely naked. You're fucked. 150 shots in a water gun is all you get. Just remember to save a squirt for yourself. And so if you're gonna do this thing, you're gonna do it in one run, or it just isn't happening. But luckily, you don't have to do it alone. I'm just kidding, it's gotta be 10 times harder playing with a friend. Just because now you have to share weapons and health packs. I mean, you're stuck together on the same screen, so it's not like you can cover more ground. Now you just have a big anchor tied to your foot that keeps the screen from scrolling if you're not playing with the cooperative cohesion of conjoined twins who share the same brain. And that's why Zombies Ate My Neighbors wins the award for the worst great game of all time. Congrats, George, you pulled it off. I'm proud of you. I'm sure you'll go on to do great things someday. Woo! George, 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 George. Great job, buddy. Great job.
Or should I get Dairy Queen then?
No, I'm not a Dairy Queen head.
Yeah, but you had like the fucked up version. That doesn't count.
There is a Dairy Queen not that far from me. Should I try it someday?
You never had Dairy Queen?
If it's like the
Not like-
actual Dairy
Not
Queen.
like no, it's like a real Dairy Queen.
If it has this logo, hey, you got.
No,
the-
it's like the real Dairy Queen. Like definitely had the fucking place I went to before. It's just that some of them only serve hot dogs.
That's insane.
Yeah,
Why would they do that?
I don't fucking know, man. It was
I
a
We
hot
got a
dog.
cheerleader down here.
I gotta look into this.
I looked it up. Remember, like it says some Dairy Queens operate with limited menus, and limited menus at that location meant we only serve hot dogs.